The world is changing in some pretty incredible ways, and that includes the way we define wealth.
I quit my job, I flew halfway around the world, and I invested in my health. It is the best decision I ever made.
So I'm scouring Singapore to see how people are redefining what makes a truly rich life.
That turning point was when I was 25, 26. I realized that saving all this money and spending it on poor health because of terrible lifestyle choices was not going to cut it.
I'm meeting Dr. Chloe Ting at her boutique gym to see how she's not just saving lives, but enriching them through fitness. I'm about to meet a woman who believes health is the cornerstone of a truly wealthy life, and I'm spending the day with her to see why. Chloe grew up in a family of healthcare professionals. She's not a fan of that stereotype, but if you can't beat them, join them. She's an A&E doctor and her hours are crazy, but this intensity is matched by her passion, indoor cycling.
Hi, Nikki. How are you?
I'm good, Chloe. Thank you so much. Can I come in?
Of course, come on in.
So, are you going to work?
No, I just came back from a shift.
So your shift just ended?
Yeah, that's why I'm having a cup of coffee right now.
So how long is a shift usually?
Morning shifts, so like day shifts, they're about 8 hours. Night shifts, they're about 10, so 8 to 10 hours. I'm used to it, it's okay.
Okay, warrior woman, not bad.
Here you go.
Thank you.
No worries.
So for you, health is wealth, which I suppose makes complete sense to me. You're a doctor.
I guess.
But is there something else behind that, maybe?
For me, health is the only thing you can't buy. 100%, you know, it's gone. If it's deteriorated, that's it. You will never get it back.
So for you, what do you think that people can do in terms of investing in themselves to do that?
Well, for me, I actually move more. After my shift, I love to get a good sweat in. But it's a little bit of me time just to reset, moving in a different way from at work.
Well, what does me time look like to you?
Well, I was actually gonna head out. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna change, have your coffee, and then we'll go.
I can join you in your me time.
Of course.
Okay. So what made you decide to become a doctor?
My parents are both medical/healthcare related. So my dad's a doctor, surgeon, and he runs his own business as well. And my mom was a nurse, oncological nurse to be more specific. So you tend to just follow what you're familiar with. I guess it was the natural route for me to go into medicine or something along the lines of healthcare.
So as a doctor and as a fitness instructor, health is the common denominator, but it seems the approach must be a bit different. You're wearing different hats.
People forget that there's a spectrum rather than just healthy or not. You know, there's sick to healthy and there's healthy to fit. So I would say in the hospital, we see sick people and we try to get them as healthy as we can. But then the gym and the fitness industry is about seeing healthy people and getting them to a certain level of fitness. You know, so across the spectrum, there's always something for me to do, I guess.
Well, that's a journey that actually I can really relate to, because for me now my focus is fitness. Because it used to be just getting healthy. You know, because I've gone through a weight loss journey. My relationship with food is a difficult one, and I think it always will be.
Yes.
And food must be such a central part of this ethos for you, no?
Yes, partly because I'm Singaporean, so food is very central to us, right? People always ask me, what's best to eat? What do I eat? How do I get healthy? For my patients, if we go back to the spectrum, getting from sick to healthy, usually I just tell them it's about changing their quality of food. Nothing processed, everything fresh. But if you're talking about getting someone healthy to a athlete level of fitness, you know, then we definitely have to talk about the quantity of food, you know, macros, calories, things that many people may not be very keen or may not even be very sustainable, honestly speaking.
So what can I do that's actually simple to maintain?
So I'm always a big fan of small, sustainable changes. More often than not, it's about just eating balanced diet of meat and fruits and vegetables. A little bit of starch, but no sugar. I think that's the biggest enemy, processed foods and sugars.
Okay, so that's a mindful way to go, and that I can certainly take on board. I'm excited to learn from you. I'm ready for this chapter in my journey.
I love to break a sweat, and I feel it enriches my life in many ways. I see the benefits of it, but how exactly is it wealth? That's the question on my mind.
All right, I am ready. So I'm curious, when did you realize that helping people to improve their fitness was a calling?
Probably started in 2014 when I first came into like the whole fitness industry scene. Started with indoor cycling and then eventually learned more about strength conditioning. And I think the main push factor was as I continued to grow in the hospital, especially in the A&E setting, I was seeing younger patients, having things that they shouldn't be having. They are having chronic diseases that we usually see in the older generation. A lot of them are not living an active lifestyle. And I always say this, see me in a gym, so I never see you in a hospital. I don't want to see you ever again.
But of all the different types of fitness regimes that you could have specialized in, why did you choose indoor cycling?
Well, I love music, that's one. And I guess the second part was that I've always loved movement with music, dance, always had a strong dance background. And I think that music serves as an amazing external motivator for people who don't like cardio, people who don't like to run, people who hate swimming. They come for this. And I'll take it. And all I need is that just first step to come into experience that 45, 50 minutes with us. If they move, they enjoy, and it's something that they want to come back for, that means it's something sustainable.
I completely agree with you, 100%. For me, on my journey, I realized what I don't continue is what I don't like.
Exactly.
If I enjoy something, most probably I'll come back tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and that's a sustainable.
And that's how you improve.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I am ready to get my groove on. Yes.
Got shoes on? All right, let's go.
Okay.
It's been a while. I used to be more active. I wonder how hard it'll be for me to get back on the saddle and step out of my comfort zone again. Here it goes.
Elbows in line with your handlebars. Hey, one in, one out. We go in, out, good, in, and out. Right, and left, and done.
High-intensity workouts like this release large amounts of endorphins in the brain. I can see why so many people are addicted to gyms.
Woohoo, that was so much fun.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you. I just don't understand how you can do that though. After a shift and have all that energy, you're speaking the whole time. How can you even get a syllable out?
People always ask me that. I think it boils down to two very simple things. One, if my client shows up, I show up, And two, there is nothing to it but to do it. It's about teaching them that yes, I can train you physically, but I also can train them mentally. Stay uncomfortable, that's where you see the biggest change.
Oh, I hear you. It's about that mind shift.
It is. People forget this, it's also emotional. Any rider can walk in on the worst day they've had. But like I said, 45 to 50 minutes on their bike, no one's gonna disturb them. They walk out of the room, bigger smiles on their face. They can conquer anything for the rest of the day.
I love that, and I experienced that today, to be honest with you. A lot of healthcare professionals, they might just give you medication, right, and wish you well, but you take it a step further. It's the whole package, the holistic approach.
It's everything, because that's what health is, right? And when I was younger, in my mid-20s, most young Singaporeans could think about was earn as much money, save as much as I can for retirement. But I think that turning point was when I was 25, 26, climbing up a flight of stairs, and I was so breathless. And right at that moment, at the top of the stairs, I realized that saving all this money and spending it on poor health because of terrible lifestyle choices was not going to cut it. So that was my major reset for me, that I was got to think about my health instead of everything else. That's why my definition of wealth is health.
That really lands for me, hearing you say that, because it was around the same time. I was 25 years old. I couldn't climb the flight of stairs. I missed the fireworks on 4th of July, US Independence Day. I said something has to change. I quit my job, I flew halfway around the world, and I invested in my health. It is the best decision I ever made.
Chloe was absolutely right. Enjoying a long, fulfilling life boils down to preserving your physical wellness, because you simply cannot buy health. Our material wealth can only bring us true abundance if we're healthy enough to make the most of it.
In Chloe's world, health is everything. A happy, well-lived life is only really possible if you're healthy enough to enjoy it. And Chloe has turned her passion for fitness into something tangible through preparation and planning.
After all, none of this would be possible without the financial security of a sound wealth management plan. And that's exactly what Citigold can help with, enabling you to map out a future where your hard-earned wealth allows you to pursue your own vision of a truly rich and meaningful life. Your journey to redefine wealth may be a unique and personal one, but it's a journey you don't have to go on alone.